Garners.
He's gone.
Gatland's Garners. Literally within 5 minutes, 10 minutes was been into the restaurant, even ordered yet. About 10 police cars pull up outside. We're like, what's going on here? Like rugby, right? I think. But it's about deception as well. Like, you've got to deceive the opposition.
And you talk about deception, Howley.
His attack, crap.
Yeah, he got caught gambling. Like, there's no deception about him. The best islands finishing the World Cup is.
Yeah.
But you pack home on the bus, like.
Exactly. So let me know when you get to a semi, boys.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
We'll speak to you then. I know there's no getting worse, but it can get worse.
I give out something to cheer about.
I give out something to shout about.
To shout out. Is that alright?
Any good?
Any good? But Rob, what the fuck was that? I'd rather be in champion ice cream bar than I would selling chestnuts and magnums.
Shall we begin?
Have we begun?
I don't know.
We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. What is happening to How's Your Mum with me, Jed?
And me, Jacob.
Mouthful of cup of tea, like.
Hey, timed that well, Jed.
Yeah, I did. Yes, welcome back. It's our second Six Nations episode where we will be chatting all things the previous rounds. We'll be having a bit of a brief on that.
Yep.
We'll be talking the big news that Gatland has left WRU. He's Garners.
He's gone.
Gatland's Garners.
Gatland's gone.
We'll talk about our fantasy team. We see where Wales will go next from here, and also we will have a look at the next few rounds. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Yeah.
Have a cracker.
What he said.
So, before we get into it, what he said.
Yeah, what he said.
Whatever he said.
I'm not going to say anything in this episode.
No, Jacob's going to be quiet. It's all about me.
Wales.
I'll
chuck in the odd Wales.
Yeah, just think that.
So, Gatland's gone. Wales.
This is that one guy in the stadium all the time. Come on, Wales.
Scarlet.
Come on.
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
That's me.
See that video? And Scarlet. You look like a turkey, do you? You look like a turkey. Where are you from? Whatever it is. Aye.
Oh, that.
Yeah, we've not seen that.
That's what you're on about.
Where are you from, man?
Hey, Bryn, baby.
No, yeah. What's it? Bryn,
I don't know.
I can't remember. Fucking hell. Anyway, yeah, Bryn, boy, Yeah. It was like,
I sent to her. I'm sure I did.
oh, the boys talk about it in the room chat.
What
all
a
the
video.
time.
What a video. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
I'm sure I've been here before.
I'm sure I've been there before, boys.
Anyway, before we get into all the rugby and a lot of nonsense like that,
I just know the boys will enjoy that.
I know they will. That's one for the boys. Jake, how's your mum? How's she been enjoying the rugby so far? Anything?
Do you want to hear something about my mum?
Yeah, go for it.
She's on holidays.
Role reversal.
Yeah, she's gone on a cruise.
And she?
Yeah, she's
you
in the
did say
Caribbean.
in the last episode, didn't you?
Yeah, she's gone now. Took him to the airport Saturday morning. Day off, like. I take me to the airport, will you, Jake? Go on in.
Oh, it's always the same, isn't it?
Oh, but you want to see him. Leaving the house. Oh, they were just terrible, man.
Was it?
So we left the house about 7:45. 7:30 in the morning. I said, wake me up at about 7:30, innit? They didn't need to wake me up. I could hear him downstairs. I can do it nice dog. Come on, we got to get that. Let's get that. And my mother was going, I haven't packed the towels. And I was going, you're going on a cruise. You don't need the towel. She was like, yeah, but you can't take the towels off the cruise to go on the beach. And I was going, right, fair enough. Buy towels when you get off.
Yeah.
Leave them on the beach or whatever. Give them to somebody else.
They love beaches on the towels.
They have beaches on. So my father ran up because my grandcha's house is around the corner.
Yeah.
He went up to the house, got towels, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Saved us a few bob." You tight-fisted.
I know.
Beep.
Yeah. Beep.
Yeah, we've been told, haven't we? That,
We have. Yeah, I had a bit of a well-remembered Jake. After the last episode, it wasn't the Six Nations. It was the one before. I think we got a bit excited. We were effing and jeffing about the place all the time. And my mother rang me and she's like, Jed, she just got back from an holiday herself.
Lovely.
So she's like, Jed, I haven't watched all of the podcasts this week because there was a few things. One's right, you're both swearing all the time. Now you got to stop it. Now, I see this now. I can't stick it. Anyway, I stuck with it. Then you started talking about football. And I was like, you're talking Swahili to me. I don't even know if Swahili's a language.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
You uncultured swine.
I know. And then she was like, and then you started talking about the traitors, and I hadn't seen the traitors yet because I'd been on holiday, so I turned it off. But she was like, stop the swearing. So,
so we are trying.
We're trying. We're just going to get like it. Yeah, you.
Yeah. Which is going to lead me on to asking, how is your mum then?
Yeah. Besides the fact that she was a bit disappointed in us by swearing, she's fine. I tell you what did happen to us, and it's connected to the Six Nations actually, because the first night in Paris against Wales, France, I had to go. It was my sister's birthday, and I had to go for a meal. I wanted to go for a meal. It was my sister's birthday. She wasn't forced, like.
Say it with your chest.
But she decided to pick this place she's seen on Instagram, and her friends have been. And it was in Talbot Green, which is miles away from me. Like it's like a 50-minute drive by Pontypridd, a bit further.
Oh, what's it called? Alfred's.
No, La Luna.
Oh,
lovely restaurant.
Oh, Luna.
Pulled in. We were a bit late. There was a police station across the road, and we pulled into the car park like, and I left the car there. Yeah, park here, it's fine. Literally within 5 minutes, 10 minutes of us being into the restaurant, I hadn't even ordered yet. About 10 police cars pull up outside. We're like, what's going on here? They'd cornered off the whole area where our cars were. My father was stressing. He was like, oh, what the hell, what's going on? What's going on here now? Cars down there. There'd been a massive accident. Well, not accident. Someone had gone into the police station and started, assaulting police officers, basically. I think someone got really hurt. So a police officer come up to the restaurant and told us, are your cars parked there? He said, yeah, you're not getting them today. We were like 50 minutes away from home now. We're like, what are we going to do?
Whoa.
My mother was going, oh, it's all right. We'll stay. My father's going, what is wrong with the Scood? Like, there's a restaurant up by me. But yeah, what's wrong with the bastard Scood? Why have we got to come all the way here? No one was eating his food then. The food was lovely. He was going to go, cause this is up now. He's in his head. He's going, it's not that nice. You know what I mean?
My father's exactly
is
the
it nice?
same.
Yeah, lovely father. Nah, it's like you're just sad now because you can't
get
a car.
Mood, like, just in the mood, don't
yeah. And funny enough, we phoned a bus coach company from Glynneath, a 52-seater, come and picked up my family.
So you genuinely didn't get your cars back?
Nah, for 2 days.
Whoa, that's an inconvenience.
It is an inconvenience. We were like, how are we going to get home? But luckily, we called a favour in, like...
Well, they should have sorted it. They'd be like...
No, I know. They were like, no, the police officer, I can take you to Aberdare, but 4 of you. There's like loads of us, yeah, like...
How many of you was there?
Well, my mother, father, me, Lois, father, my brother, my sister, their partners, the kids, you know...
A 52-seater.
Yeah, my father's going, I'm going at the back. He's laying on the back seat.
The back. Just at the back.
Yeah,
just at the back. We know the rules.
But it was the rugby. There was a little TV in this room. We were like, if you're going to be here, can we just chuck the rugby on then, please? And then we watched the rugby and had a few pints.
That's hilarious.
So it wasn't all bad, like. So yeah, other than that, they're both great, but...
Eventful 2 weeks.
That was a funny little... and my mother was like, I can't wait to hear this on the podcast now. Oh, man, do this now. I was like, you're too right.
Yeah, absolutely. Any little stories, we write them down. Podcast.
Little notepad. Yeah, I'll take that down.
We try not to talk to each other. We
no,
save
I know.
it all for the podcast.
Yeah, ring you. What's happening? No, actually, don't fucking tell me.
Language.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
I haven't swore yet.
No, I know. I'm bad at him. Anyway, obviously, the Six Nations has been going on. A lot has happened. And we know the massive news that Gatland has obviously gone. But I think before we get into that, because we can go on for that for quite a bit, I think. And there's interesting points around that. Let's talk about what's led up to that point and how it's happened with a bit of a review of the first 2 rounds, maybe?
Yeah, well...
We start in Paris, Wales, France. Nothing really to cheer about, really, was there? Other than Jack Vaughan's performance in defence.
It was so... Like, I was in a pub in Aberdare watching it with 2 of my friends, and as we were watching it, the first 20 minutes, obviously, there was no points scored from either team.
No.
And you could say that Wales were on the front foot.
Yeah, they were doing right, didn't they?
And then... I just don't know what happened. And I felt like it was so weird, even though, and I that's all I've done for 2 weeks is listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
The Rugby Pod and No Listener. And
they've all Rugby Pod.
Yeah. And they've all said that, like, I think Ben Young said it.
What's his podcast called?
For the Love of Rugby. And he said, you look at Wales, like, even though they gave up 43 points, it didn't seem like that. After the game, it didn't seem like we were beat 43-0.
No.
And he said, like, you look at Wales, they as a shape point of view, we had good shape,
Yeah, but there's no penetration, is there?
If you're not going forward,
no.
Rugby's not a shape game. Like,
And
it's a momentum
it's
game.
not a shape game.
Yeah.
No, you can get into shape all good and well, but if your shape is really predictable, like I think Ben Young spoke about it, it was like there's a triangle in rugby. If you're not familiar, you can get a pod with a triangle head, like a spear head, one in the middle, two carry, either tip on or two clear outs on either side. They were carrying off 9. And then it'd come to 10. They'd have like 1 or 2. They'd have a carry of 10 then.
And they'd have a spear of 10.
Spear of 10. No out the backs. And then come to 10. They'll have a dummy runner, go out the back, hit the wing. But they're like going sideways. And that would be the whole thing. There's no like the set. Like rugby, right? I think it's about going forward. It's about physicality. It's about speed. We all know that. But it's about deception as well. Like you've got to deceive the opposition with like certain runners and certain plays. I just think they're very predictable. And when you are predictable and you go in one way, you got to make sure you've got big ball carriers to get over the line. Like, and we haven't. We got nobody who gets over the line other than Jack Morgan sometimes.
And you could argue Wainwright, but obviously he got injured in the first 10 minutes. And then in the second game, obviously came off the bench and scored.
Yeah, he done all right, didn't he? Come on.
Yeah, he's like, there is a bit of shining light in the probably the darkest days of Welsh rugby.
And again, I don't think France hit, top tier, did they really?
No.
They just, Dupont was crazy. I was watching as a guy, this guy is unbelievable, like. Stuff he can do that night. He wasn't so great in the next game.
No, which we'll come on to, but
they scored those tries and it was like, well, there's no way we're getting back now. I don't know. Obviously there's been a change at head coach now and coaching staff, but you look at Howley, like
yeah,
I'm glad he's gone, to be honest.
And you talk about deception, Howley.
His attack, crap.
Yeah, he got caught gambling. Like there's no deception about him.
He couldn't even hide that.
He got caught red-handed, like, and then...
That's funny, Alex.
But then James Askell was talking on his podcast and he said, like, when he was playing with the Lions in 2017 and Rob Howley was there, like, James Askell worked with Rob Howley and Warren Gatland in the Wasps.
Yeah, of course
in the early 2000s. And he said, when he was with them in the Lions 2017, he was looking at Rob Howley and going, this is the same stuff we were doing with the Wasps, like, and he was, and that's what I said. They're old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
No,
that was point proven.
And we'll get on to the coaching staff and all that stuff in a bit now. But the other games that weekend, quickly we'll fire through them. Ireland, England, wasn't it?
Ireland, England was
that's the game of the weekend.
Italy and Scotland.
Scotland. I think Italy done all right. Scotland got a scare in the second half, but they did that last year against us. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I think, like you said, though, they are that team. I think they go like, all right, we'll get through the first round now.
Yeah.
And, once we get on the horse, we're all right then. But exactly the same happening to Scotland this year that happens every year. And yeah, Ireland, England that weekend was the best game of the weekend. I think probably one of the best games of the tournament. I felt sorry for England. I felt like they could have won the game. You got the Irish colours, big. You're not a fan of the Irish, you. No, I'm not. I'm really not.
No.
I don't know why.
Well, did you see that podcast? I can't remember the name of it. They were like, would a 14-man Ireland beat Wales?
Josh was
they probably
would,
that. Like, maybe. But
with the under-20s.
They were like, they were like 13, 12, and they were like under-20s, and they were like, will they beat many regional teams? I just think, like, it's a bad look for Ireland fans. And a lot of I've seen a lot of people comment on it, like, this is not a good look for us boys. Like, stop being, like, so, like, disrespectful. Now, Wales have been, a massive force in rugby for a long time, like, so
watch out, boys, because
it'll come back to bite you one day
in 5 years' time now,
in about 20 years.
Yeah. Joking. Hey, we still got more trophies and World Cup semis and third place. The best islands finish in a World Cup is but you pack home on the bus, like.
Exactly. So let me know when you get to a semi, boys.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
We'll speak to you then. Just a bit of band, just a little bit of for the weekend, like, big one coming up. Second weekend, Wales, Italy. That's the straw that broke the camel's back, basically, wasn't it? It was bad. It was bad.
Honestly, after it, I went, that's the worst game of rugby I've ever seen Wales play.
That was worse than the week before, because, like, that we needed to win that for one, but there was just nothing.
I felt like both teams had the same game plan because of the weather and stuff, but they just executed it better than us.
Way better. You look at Italy's team, right? I honestly think, like, they didn't. Just a solid team. They didn't put anything wrong. The kicking game was better. Their overall attack was better than us. The managing of the game was better, and that's what won them the game, basically. Do you know what I mean? They look like a team now, which in the past they didn't.
It's just like they watched us crumble. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like they were there. They were just like, they're not going to do anything.
No, exactly.
It was just like watching a toddler fall over and just helping him get himself back up. Like,
exactly. Go try again, boy.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
Have
go
another
on.
go on. You could do it.
It is like playing rugby against kids and going,
I know. You know, if Josh Adams caught those 2 kicks, which were tough to catch, it would have been different. But
it would have been, and that was very unlucky. And
then briefly, the other games, France, England, bit of a shock. I actually thought France would win the Six Nations. They still might.
I said Grand Slam.
Yeah, there's no Grand Slam anymore because England beat them. France were rubbish.
Oh, they were
I've never
rubbish.
seen him play as bad as that in a long time. Dupont was off it.
That Dupont is rubbish, isn't he? I don't know what
I tell you what,
about him.
why is everyone banging on about him for? He's crap.
19 handling errors France had.
Is it?
Imagine Sean Edwards in that change. Get up, get in there,
Shit down.
Yeah, sit down there, sit down.
Yeah, but he's going mad.
He was. I think he's still going mad. They're still there in the changing rooms now.
Steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. And what was the other one? Scotland, Ireland. We just mentioned it earlier as well. Fucking hell, well, language.
It was just keeping tabs now. Keeping tabs. 7. 0.
Yeah, Ireland. Scotland didn't fire a shot today.
I think Scotland maybe got a little bit too emotionally invested in it. Like I did. I was there and I was screaming. I had a hand on my heart. Honestly, there's no Scottish in my family whatsoever.
No,
but I was right into it, and I just felt like, if Scotland are ever going to win the Six Nations, they've got to get over that Irish hump,
and they can't.
They can't.
Oh, was it 10th game in a row? Was it something like that?
Don't know.
It was something like that. Like I don't know. It was a lot.
But I felt like it
was a long year, a lot of years. So yeah, cracking 2 rounds. The Six Nations, not so much for Wales, which has led to ultimately Gatland's demise. He's Ghana's shock. Well, not a shock for me, but a shock of when it happened. I think it was the right call at the wrong time. He should have either have gone before the Six Nations after the autumn or at the end of the Six Nations.
I think, given everything that's happened in the first 2 rounds, obviously, if somebody had said to me, when would you not want Gatland to leave? Yeah, I'd agree with you. Either before or after. Probably after, because it gives the WRU time to get somebody in or whatever. But given what's happened in the first 2 rounds, it's just kind of like it can't carry on like this, because it's just like,
but, listen, he should
leave him alone.
I know, but he should have gone before. But because it is Warren Gatland and because what he's done for Wales, he had that leeway, didn't he? And he had he has that bit more of a cushion than normal. Like, no coach in World Rugby would go on that run and keep a job. There's no chance.
No.
And fair play to him. He has left on mutual agreement. I think he's not taking the payout, is he?
No, which is fair enough.
2 million he's left behind.
I thought it was 600,000.
Never mind then. I thought it was 2 million.
I thought it cost them 2 million.
Can we check that? Yeah. Just check that. There's no one there.
600,000.
Let's remember, he is still the greatest coach we've ever had.
Yep.
What he done for Wales when he come first time round, and you'll never see that again. I don't think. Hopefully we do, but he's still a massive legend for Welsh rugby, and you got to remember that. I just think he wasn't the right man to come back to help us. No. He's great when he's got a team like he had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the team he had.
Definitely.
He can better them, and he can get them to work well. Hard-working, hardened, older. But now the team is just a totally different makeup, like, and totally different profile. And I don't think he is the best man to get the best out of them and do that eventual plan.
I think if Gatland's been given sort of a curve ball of what's happening at the moment, like, this is the team that you've got. You haven't got your Jamie Roberts, Jonathan Davis and all that. Like, you've basically got a brand new team. Yeah. And he's been put up against the wall, and I just don't think he's capable, because rugby is so different now. I don't think he's capable to be like, because obviously he's proved it. He proved he can't do anything with this team, and this is why you need somebody like, for instance, obviously Matt Sherritt has come in for the last 3 games, and he's come in, and I think that can only be a positive. Yeah, because there's no getting worse than what it is now, unless we get 50 pointed in each game.
I know there's no getting worse, but it can get worse because
Yeah.
at the minute we are 11th or 12th in the world rankings. We're below Georgia. There's serious talks now about like relegation and promotion.
I don't think that's very fair. Italy finishing last year after year after year, and we at the time we were going, oh, Italy need to be relegated. Oh no, and then as soon as it's happening to a big team like Wales, I don't know. There's a bigger spotlight on it.
I think it's a bigger spotlight on it though because we've gone below them and because Georgia are doing well and they are really pushing the narrative because what that would do for Georgian rugby.
Why not the 7 nations then?
I know they're playing well. That could be a possibility because it used to be the 5 nations, the 4 nations, and it's not the 6 nations. And I imagine when that changed, everyone was like, "Oh no, why the hell we have Italy in?" But now, it's.
I don't mind having Georgia in there. I just don't think it should be at the expense of Wales.
No, and I think no, it shouldn't because it's going to be so detrimental to Wales. Like winning the wooden spoon again is detrimental in itself. You're missing out on massive revenue, money from like winnings and that, and like you're seeding in the World Cup, your rankings.
Yeah, you'd have to compete to get in there.
Like that tour in Japan now in the summer is massive because if we need to win those to get a better seeding, basically. Because
I thought we were already in the next World Cup anyway because of where we finished last time.
Yeah, no, but the seeding of where your group is.
Oh, right.
Like, because like we could end up with like New Zealand, England, and like I don't know, Scotland or Fiji. Do you know what I mean? Like a real hard like. The top...
Fiji would definitely be in our group.
Yeah,
Fiji and Australia.
I know, but like it's if you think about it, the losses are bad, and we're losing coaches bad, but it is really having a knock-on effect on everything. And we've got Ireland, England, and Scotland next. And
Triple Crown is still on.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing. But I can't see us winning any of those. Even though he has come in, he's brought in Anscombe, he's brought in Jared Evans, he's brought in Max Llewellyn. New coaches. We did say that.
We did say that, by the way.
But I
like every other Welsh person has.
Everyone. But I can't see us winning. I'd love for us to beat Ireland so we could rub it in their faces. They're gonna swear again, aren't you?
Given the scenario that we're in right now, Matt Sherritt has come in and he's brought in, it's been announced today, somebody else, Rhys Thomas, has been brought in as the skills coach, and Howley's been left out for the last 3 games. And out of the situation that we've got now, for you, as a Welsh fan, what are you hoping to see from the last 3 games?
I'm hoping to see an identity or like some sort of style of play that is exciting, that starts to get people enjoying the rugby. Like, I don't mind if we make mistakes. That's not what it's about. Like, if we are if we can see that there's a brand of rugby that Wales youngsters, fans can buy into and go, oh, this is exciting. Yeah, this is getting me off my seat. Or you can just see a bit more control. We will get that if Anscombe comes back in. I definitely think we will. Because we are a bit erratic and know when to kick and know when to play. But yeah, I think a bit of a fucking swearing all the time. A bit of an identity, like, because I look at this West team. What is our style of play? What is our identity? We were known for hard work, defence, and being physical before.
And now we're not physical.
And now we're not physical.
Defence is rubbish.
Our defense, yeah, we've got nothing. So just give us something. I'm trying to say.
I think I'd like to see, just like you said, a bit more. Just play rugby.
Yeah,
I know it sounds ridiculous, but like just giving, especially the last 3 games, Ireland. Nobody was expecting us to win against France, and the first 20 minutes, it was a bit exciting. It was a bit like, wow, we're fronting up here kind of thing, and then we just dropped off, edge dropped, and that was that. But like going up against Ireland now, it's going to be really hard. No doubt, Ireland are the best defensive team in the world. You look at,
they're the best across everything.
Yeah, so if we just go there, Cardiff is going to be a prick, like, because like if Gatland was still in charge going into that Ireland game, I think he'd be a bit deflated. But I think now all this change has happened, these players coming in and Matt Sherritt coming in, and he's talking about really positive things. I think Cardiff's going to be really up for it, and I'm going to be watching that game really optimistic. Like, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, let's go and play rugby. And
the good thing is, a lot of Cardiff players who he's worked with are in the squad, and he's brought in a few as well. So hopefully it's a good place to start from, isn't it, really? And he knows the players. So let's just see how it goes. I'm not expecting a win, but I'd love to see the stadium get it behind the boys, them. exciting and just something for us to cheer about. It's sad though.
I give us something to cheer about.
I give us something to shout about.
To shout about. Is that all right?
Any good?
Any good? Any good? Yeah, but when you don't you say anything.
All right, no problem.
I'll say something at the end, and you go, all right, any good?
Anyway, back to you in the studio. Any good?
Any good? Who is then not, well, yeah, who's to blame?
The people who are making decisions. One thing, Gatland didn't answer to anybody because we haven't got a director of rugby. So
Nigel Walker was, wasn't he? But
he's gone.
Rubbish job.
Gannett. So
Nigel
we need
Walker off.
Useless. Sorry to say, Nige, but
of course he was.
Yeah.
And the frustrating was he was an ex-player, like.
Yeah.
And he was.
I think it's the hardest job in the Welsh Rugby Union, or in any union, a director of rugby, because they need to be in charge of making decisions. I don't think I listened to a podcast, they said, I don't think a head coach is going to come in without the director of rugby, like.
No, they can't. The first thing they need to do is hire a director of rugby. And that's what they should have done after the World Cup. What I thought they were going to do was Gatland would go and take us up to the World Cup, and that would have been perfect because he would have gone, and then all those players like Alwyn Jones and Tiprick, all them would have left and started trickling off.
Yeah.
And then Gatland would have gone into a director of rugby role. Yeah. I thought that should have happened. In hindsight, it probably should have.
Yeah.
But then
that'd be great.
He signed a 4-year extension. Like, well, Gatland, I don't think he's going to live another 4 years. Have you heard him in the podcast?
He looks knackered, man.
He is. Next time you hear Gatland in a press conference, he's like, but yeah, that's what you should have done.
Yeah, and like it's got to filter down because if there's good people at the top, it filters down, and I mean all the way down to like age grade, to the regions, to local rugby. It does filter down, and I think there has to be a bigger connection between them to get the players coming through. Like the WRU has to somehow get to and look after youngsters coming through and really try and develop them a bit better.
They got to.
Because people, like, I was listening to Foxy talking. He said back in the day...
I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly.
He had, what's his name, as his...
Oh, yeah, I know. He's
like
a South African World Cup winner.
And he's in the Lions setup now as a coach. He was in his school.
He's the chairman of the... Chairman executive of the Lions.
So these schools that are known to produce good rugby players, the WRU need to be getting people to be going to these places... looking at talent, training them and making sure they have the best sort of a chance to get to...
Rather than fishing with a net.
Yeah.
Fish with a line.
Oh, hey, he said that, didn't he?
That's what he said.
He did say that.
That's not my quote.
But that only happens if you've got someone at the top making that decision. And telling people to do it, because no one's going to do it otherwise.
And it would be great to get somebody, I know it's probably, maybe saying to Foxy, when you go into these schools and try and find...
Why not?
Imagine Foxy, a 3-time Lion.
Yeah.
2-time Lion?
3? No, 2.
2-time Lion. One of them he was the player of the series. Him coming to your school and he goes, right, you're great, you are, not as straightforward as that, but then,
just Foxy bust into a class, your class,
get in my car, get in my van.
Teacher's car. What? Excuse me, sir. Shut up. Come here.
He walks in with his scrum cap on, like,
Jonathan Davis kidnapping children from school, thinking they're good rugby players.
Jonathan Davis School of fucking kidnapping. Damn, I swore.
There's one. Let me ask you, what do you think the fix for Wales is? Including, we know that stuff then about, like, getting director of rugby, getting more involved with the youth and like helping them progressing them and stuff. What do you think is the fix in terms of after the Six Nations?
Well, the first thing they need to do is get a director of rugby, and that's the first thing they need to do. And then when they are deciding who to get in as a coach, that, and I can't remember who said, that is one of the biggest decisions that WRU is ever going to make, because that person then has got to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Because you can't have an Italy situation where you're chopping and changing every 2 years. There's been names flying about, Simon Easterby and Stuart Lancaster. I'd love to see Simon Easterby there.
Is he your pick then, do you think?
I think he would be. Obviously, there's the obvious of, like, he's with Sarah Elgan, he lives down in Cowbridge and all this.
Local boy, man.
Yeah, aye. You local boy. But like, you know,
boy,
Andy, it all depends what Andy Farrell wants to do. Andy Farrell might turn around, whatever happens with England. I don't know, they've just won against France. Borthwick's probably staying for a bit now.
Probably.
But then people are saying, like, is Andy Farrell going to leave Ireland and go somewhere else?
Who knows?
But if he does, then Simon Easterby will slot into that head coach role.
One person I would love, which I don't think is going to happen, is Rowan Rogara. Oh my God! Did you hear him talk on before the Ireland?
No, I didn't.
He
knows his rugby.
He is class.
But he don't want the job, he said.
But he's openly putting it out there that he wants an international job.
Yeah, but he wants the Australian
job. Because he said he wants to look at a team, the profile of the players, and he's looking, can I make these two players the best in the world in a couple of years? He's looking at Wales, he's going, not a chance. You need longer. If you're looking at Australia, they've got the profile and the athletes.
You've got that boy who's just come in now.
I can turn these into the best team in the world.
Swahili or something, his name.
Yeah, Joseph Swahili.
Yeah, so he's coming now. And
Swahili.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him, but I would love Rog.
With Gatland leaving and stuff, it's a surprise, and like you said, maybe you should have waited until the end. I think it was a great thing. I think get him out.
Oh, you have to go.
Let's shake it up a bit. And
you have to go.
Let's just. This is like an endless possibility now. It's like, right, let's see what we can do, and let's see what the WRU can do.
It's sad to see Gatland in that state because how good he was.
He didn't want it, did he? He was.
And I'm just like, but just go. Like I said, remember how good he was for us, and I thank Mr. Gatland.
Thank you, Mr. Gatland.
Cheers, bud. Yeah. But yeah, it's time to move on. I'm glad he has gone, and let's see what happens there, Jake.
And Owley. I'm more glad Owley's gone. I'm more glad. Yeah, Owley. I don't thank you for anything. Honestly, no. I can't stand the man.
No.
He go back and he's ice cream fan now. I'm sorry, I'm about to swear, but Rob, what the fuck was that?
That was so. Well, the thing is, but I think Tommy to have a job.
They said pick a team and go out there and play. Like, I'd rather be in Tammy on the ice cream van. I would sell him chestnuts and Magnums. Ross, have you seen the Ross Moriarty one? Well, Ross, look, you little face. What's the matter, man? Gatland, you say, where you get off a pitch? Best player on the pitch. Like, get it, I guess. And then Fluff but Mr. Harker. Jonathan Davis made that shit kick. Ice cream van in Tammy. Best place for him. Like, get it, I was.
So, let's look ahead to the next round.
Yes.
The next round goes like this. Wales at home to Ireland. And then you've got England at home to Scotland. And Italy at home to France.
Ooh. So, we've talked about Wales and Ireland. What do we think?
I think Ireland are going to win, sadly. But like I said, I hope that the stadium get behind them. We have a bit more of an identity. We actually play some rugby that people can get excited for, and if we do that, I'll be happy. Score predictions. I think it's gonna be Ireland still by. Oh, so hard. I'm gonna say Ireland by 38.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Ireland are gonna come to Wales and win. They love coming to Cardiff and put on a show there. Oh, they love that.
Be out on the chow out there.
I think they're going to win by a good. Yeah, I'm going to keep it under 30, but I'm going to say 29.
Oh, just keep it under 30 by 1 point.
29-0.
England, Scotland.
Now, this is a very good game.
Interesting game because Scotland have won the Calcutta Cup for the last 3 years.
They're looking for a 5-peat for the first ever time.
Maybe, yeah. But obviously, they've come off a loss. England have come off a win against the two favourites, either or. So England going to be full of confidence at home, even though Scotland have got their number, kind of, over the recent years.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to go England.
Oh, yeah!
I think the home crowd really helped against France, and I think they're really going to lean in on that. And I think, even though I want Scotland to win, I want Scotland to win the Six Nations here.
Do you?
Yeah, obviously Wales, but it's not going to happen. But I mean, realistically, Scotland, I would love for them to win. I really would. I do, honestly.
I do. I love the Scots. I am gonna.
But I'm gonna say England by, a good 2 points. It is gonna be
a good.
It's gonna be 2-0.
Not just 2 points. A good 2.
It's 2-0. That's the game.
2-0. I'm going to say Scotland by 3.
It is going to be that tight. I honestly think
They're going to bounce back, I think, Scots.
And I hope they do. I really hope they do.
And last one, Italy-France. Now
Well,
then.
They drew last year.
They did
in
draw.
France.
They can't. Oh, yeah, they did, yeah. Interesting one. Italy obviously won the last game against Wales. France lost, so who knows? I think France will bounce back, though, and win by 20.
I see what you're saying. I think France are gonna. I think they're gonna be really hurt, not just from losing the game, but they lost against England as well.
Sorry.
I see what you're saying. I think they're gonna come back and they're gonna pump it louder. They're gonna pump it
louder.
And they're gonna pump Italy by a good 18.
Nice.
I can't remember what you said, but
I said 20. It's like that price, right? I'm going to say 150. Okay, what about you? 151? Bitch.
It's a tactic. So, we in, what?
Nice start.
So, in our first episode, we said that we started a fantasy team league.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. We've got something like 22 members in the league, which is great to see. And yeah, after the first 2 rounds, how was it looking, Jed?
Well, after the first round, I was top, Jacob was second. I was leading the way, leading the charge. But second round, I had a bit of a meh.
You did have a bit of a meh.
Down to 5th. And Jacob's is the top of the table.
I'm top of the table, I am. I know my rugged.
Let me tell you, heavy is the head that wears a crown. So watch yourself. I'm coming. And people have been saying, what happens if me or Jacob win? Well, unlucky. We keep all the prizes. So, no. We have got some prizes for the winners. If me and Jacob come in the top 3, it'll be passed down to the one below. And we're not going to tell you the prizes yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Because,
surprise.
Yeah, we hold them
it's
back.
not because we don't know. We do know.
No, we do know. We've got them ready. They're just waiting to come so we can physically not say wear them or do something with them because I'll spoil it.
A drink from them.
Yeah, could do. But once we have them in our next episode, hopefully we'll have some prizes to wear or show or stick up your ass. I don't fucking know.
Your mother's going to be so disappointed.
So we will have them hopefully by the next episode and we will show them to you. There'll be a prize for 3rd. There'll be 2 prizes for 2nd, and there'll be 3 prizes for 1st. So that's how it's going to work.
So, thank you everyone for joining. I'm having a great time doing it. I'm texting my friends and texting each other. And
Get your teams in for the next round, which will be... Well, this is going to come out on Friday, so tomorrow. Get it done by tomorrow.
Yeah, get it done by tomorrow.
All right, boys.
Bye.
Nice one. And thank you again.
So we're not just going to leave it there, Jed. We are going to tell the listeners and our audience who's watching about our next episode because it's going to be a cracker. Do you want to explain a little bit?
Oh, yes, we've lined up an absolutely brilliant cracker. So we're going to do one more Six Nations episode after this to kind of round it up. We really enjoyed it, but in between those 2 episodes, we did mention on our last podcast, we have got a very good friend of mine, a fantastic player, a Welsh international and Ospreys professional rugby player.
I never played for the Ospreys.
We got Kieran Williams coming on the pod. He's confirmed a date. Thank you, Kieran. I can't wait for that.
I got a lot of people who's very excited about that.
A lot of my
man
friends
being one of them.
Yeah,
my man's a big fan of him.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are, myself included. So thanks, Kieran. I hope you are going to tune in for that. It'll be coming out in between these next 2 episodes now that are coming out. So thanks and stick around for that.
Right then, Jed, just before we leave, we want to say to everybody, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
How's Your Man podcast. Remember to follow us and, more importantly, rate us on Spotify. Do you want to explain a little bit?
Yeah, if you could take your time just to do that. It literally takes like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. It's free to do, and it's if you love the podcast and you want to support us and help us grow this thing, and we love doing it for you, if you could rate us on our Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube, and give us a follow on there as well, or whatever, and just put the notifications on, whatever. But if you
notifications, the little bell,
Yeah.
so it lets you know when we've released an episode. You don't have to worry, and like, oh my god, when's Jen and Jacob do an episode?
When
I'm
they coming
busted for it. And then you go, bing, it's a new episode.
It's nice.
That was the Brooklyn Nine-Nine theme song.
But yeah, if you could do that, thank you very much. And we appreciate the people who have done that already. Love you.
Yeah, we appreciate the support by everybody already.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Follow us on our social media as well, TikTok, Instagram, all that nonsense. It's X or whatever it's called.
I do.
And we will catch you in the next episode with Kira Williams.
Yes,
Whoa!
thank you. Big one. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Not Kira, just the episode. Anyway, we'll see you next time, boys. Until then,
Ta-da, love. Ta-da.